And hello. Welcome to Tips and Tools for Sunday School, where we are training teachers and building programs for life transformation. And I'm your host, Sister Patty, and welcome to day 2 of our weekly lesson plan. Remember, as a Christian educator, you should develop a structured plan for how to study, outline, and deliver your lesson each week. And we're going to share with you each day activities that you could be doing to help you effectively prepare to teach. And listen, why don't you drop any comments, any suggestions, recommendations, thoughts, or tips you can have, as we are always learning and we are growing together. Today is tip 44, and we are on day 2. So today we're going to talk about reading the main text and lesson, completing a book and chapter review, highlighting main themes, and what questions do you have from the text. So as I said on yesterday, you should read your main text and lesson every day. That's always going to be the very first activity that you should do. So completing a book and chapter review. Now, when you complete a book review, this is literary analysis and a critical evaluation of the text. You want to know the who, what, when, where, why, and how of that book. Who is the author? Who's the audience? What's the genre? What's the major themes? When was it written? Where is Jesus in the text? That's always a key question. What is the purpose for this text? Is there any controversy around this text? People arguing about who the author is? Are they arguing about when was it written? These are things in a book review that you do to help bring context to the scripture that you're reading. Also, then go to your chapter. Your particular chapter, where does it fall in the book outline? How does it play with what happens before and what happens after that particular chapter? Is there any other parallel scripture in that chapter review that you could read that brings, again, context to the text? Highlight the main themes for your lesson. There should be one central theme, but there may be some other sub-themes that you want to pull out of that text and start to develop some information around. Another thing that will happen is there might be a key word in your chapter review that you would need to do a word study on. What does that word mean? Where else is that word used in scripture in the same context that is used in your particular lesson? And finally, what questions do you have from reading the text? And just write down whatever questions come to your mind as you read that text. And that will give you some groundwork as to these are the questions that you will answer during your study. So thank you for joining us as we reviewed our day 2 of our weekly lesson plan. Thanks for joining us at Tips and Tools for Sunday School, where we are training teachers and building programs for life transformation, and we will see